Well, hello everyone. I'm on spring break, and that's all that matters. I'm at the very beginning of my spring break. I'm very happy. I'm very relaxed. I'm pretty sure that this is just gonna be a shorter video on the classroom takedown side. I started vlogging earlier in the week, but I got interrupted because this week got really busy. I had a rally. To get to spring break, I had to get through having the last rally, and that consumed time. So I know I took footage earlier in the week just showing some of the stuff I brought home and packed up. So I will probably randomly put that in this vlog somewhere. Perhaps, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really figured that out because my plans for that footage have since altered, since I thought it was going to be a weekly vlog and I just really wasn't able to pick up the camera throughout the week. But this is going to be very focused in the sense, regardless if you see that footage or not, me just taking another step towards preparing for moving into a new classroom next year and taking down the current one. Right now, what I've been focused on, and I haven't really been able to take footage because I've had students helping me with it, so can't really film that, is just pulling stuff out of the pod that I don't need to use for the rest of the year. So I've done that, and it was primarily just all decorative items. And just in case, I think I'll just show you what I brought home earlier today, because as I'm talking, I can't even figure out where I would put that footage. But basically, I continue to have students help me pull stuff out of the pod, which is that middle area where things are stored. So they primarily took out, my dogs are driving me crazy. They primarily took out decorative items. So like the stuff that I have for the fall, winter, actually the winter stuff is still up in my room. I need to take it down. Spring and summer, bins that I had. And then there were a couple cabinets in the classroom that I've had cleaned out, and that was all just extra textbooks that I needed to send up to the library. So I've been sending stuff up to the library progressively, because in my district, when you're a teacher, the textbooks, not the textbooks, but like certain things are checked out to you. And so I'm just trying to make sure whatever I see that I know I no longer need to use for the rest of the year, I'm sending it up to the office or to the library progressively, so that when that last week or two of school comes, I'm not overwhelmed with like having to pack up the room, move all this stuff, and get everything cleared away with the library. So I check with the librarian to make sure she's okay that I've been doing that progressively, and she seems to love that I'm doing that. So I cleaned out cabinets, sent up textbooks I don't need, cleaned out the pod, and this is what I have in the garage so far. So I had all these bins, like all these red bins are from the red and black classroom that I had years ago that some of you remember. All these yellow bins were from when I taught 3rd grade at the other elementary school I was at. This is my spring stuff. I don't know what's in this box. Oh, it's like puzzles and stuff that I've had. And then some stuff is over there. You can see there's a pumpkin patch sign. So I am a little like quietly panicking because I just don't know how crowded the garage is going to be. I don't think it's gonna get that crowded because I am very appreciative of the fact that I don't have that much junk in the pod. Like everything that's in there for the most part is stuff that I've needed and used. There are still books that I need to go through, and I think that's gonna be the hardest part, is just like deciding what workbooks and books I need to toss because they're dated and which ones to keep. I do have all this storage in the garage, but I can't use it because that's where I put like my personal stuff, like holiday stuff. I think this cabinet actually needs to be cleaned up, like this top shelf. I'm not really sure why I'm saving that paper, probably just in case I need to wrap some things, but that's where I just put old towels like for cleaning purposes. But like my holiday decorations are in here, and I don't want to take that out. So I do have these cabinets, but they are occupied. So I did that this week, and then I also put in the investment of having all this stuff laminated and laminated for my classroom. So I've been cutting things, like I've had this laminated, these little posters. Oh my gosh. These little posters here I've had laminated, and stuff that I bought from Schoolgirl Style. The one thing that I will say about bulletin board pieces, like this calendar set that I bought right here, the signage that I bought that says Home Sweet Classroom right here. Even the borders themselves, they are very thin. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, if I go to a school supply store and I buy a poster, I don't necessarily need to laminate it because it's pretty thick, and sometimes they almost feel like they've been lightly laminated. Same with the borders. They're relatively thick, and I've never felt the need to laminate border. But I will say, as much as I love the design and the concept of these cohesive themes, in my opinion, the stuff that you get from Schoolgirl Style, like the calendar sets, the borders, if you're looking to use them long term and you want them to last, you definitely need to laminate them because they're thin. I would say they're like a slight, maybe a step above from construction paper. I wouldn't even say it's cardstock. Like, it's somewhere between construction paper and cardstock to me in terms of like the durability of it and the thickness of it. So I definitely needed to get all that stuff laminated, which I did. So over spring break, I've already been cutting because it's just kind of a relaxing thing to do. My intention is to get all this stuff cut and start storing the border in this border box so that when Natalia is ready to start the room, everything is organized for her. She's also been helping me with the cutting of all the things, and that's been great. So today, as I enjoy the beginnings of my spring break, I'm getting ready to eat some lunch. I haven't had a meal yet. If you're curious, I'm just gonna have the other half of the sandwich that I got from The Habit. I just warmed it up in the toaster oven. I'm going to have some mangoes with that. And then I'm gonna be working on that laminate, and I'm going to be watching Harlem, which is a show on Amazon that has had 2 seasons, and I was not aware the 3rd season came out in January, and I just found that out this morning. So I'm gonna watch that while I laminate, and then later on I'm gonna show you guys some of the other things that have come in the mail from you guys through Amazon. Just, you know, to show my appreciation for your generosity. So I think today's little vlog is gonna be pretty short. I really feel like in some cases these classroom takedown and setup videos will be short because I don't wanna have so much footage that I lose track of it. As far as the footage that I took earlier in this week, if it makes sense to intersperse it with this, I will. If not, who knows if you'll ever see that footage. I don't. So, but that's what's going on. The other thing that's kind of in the realm of classroom take-up, setup, moving, transitioning, as you guys know, Taylor is also transitioning to elementary school as well. Unfortunately, despite our efforts, she's not going to be at the same school that I'm going to be at, but she's going to be at one of the schools I wanted to go to, with the principal that I know really well, with the team that I really like, that I was also hoping to work with if I got there. So she just found out today that she's going to be teaching 5th grade. And so in the grand scheme of things, that is the best scenario that could have happened if we weren't going to end up at the same site. We're both teaching the same grade level. We're both teaching at schools that feed into the schools that we're coming from. I'm already friends with the 5th grade teachers that she's going to be working with, and we had already talked about meeting up and collaborating and planning together. And I've also talked to one of the 5th grade teachers that are going to be at the school that I work at, and she was very much into that. And now we're just bringing Taylor into the fold. So it's almost like we're working together, but not. So we're super excited about it. And then at the end of the year, we'll all take the same field trip to our current middle school, because the incoming 6th graders always take a field trip to the middle school that we're at as like an orientation process. And that's actually one of the things that I'm in charge of currently with leadership. So when I get back from spring break, that's the next thing I have to focus on. And kind of the last thing I need to focus on as a leadership teacher is organizing the 5th grade orientation. So next year, instead of organizing it, I'll just be attending it, which is kind of crazy to think. So let me sit down and eat. And get started on all this laminate that I have. Hi, it's now about 6:45. Guess who hasn't cut any laminate yet? Me. I spoke to you guys. Are those? Yeah, those are my pants hanging on the banister because I have to take them upstairs. I spoke to you guys, had my lunch, started watching the last season of Harlem. I've watched 1 episode and then fell asleep and took a nap. And I don't feel guilty about it because I deserved it and I'm on spring break and I need a nap and all of that. So I'm getting ready to show you what I've gotten from you guys so far. I'm gonna open these packages with you guys. The most I did with the laminate is I like cut them into panels because they were like long pieces. So I just cut them into panels to make them easier to pick up and manage. And once I finish talking to you guys right now, I'm going to start cutting, you know, just a little backstage information. This is my tripod. So for those of you that are like, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I don't have the equipment. I don't have the equipment half the time either. This is my tripod, a roll of paper towels, a sugar container, and my camera. And that's just how professional I am. So I'm going to sit you, hold on, very carefully on top of it. And I'm going to open these things for you. And this is me wearing a blanket around my waist. I forgot I was wearing this, but I'm wearing a blanket around my waist just because I like to do that for some reason. But, so I'm gonna show you what I got. If they have the name in it or a note, I'll read it. I obviously, when it comes to me and I look on Amazon, it shows me who purchased these items. And if you email me, like I think a couple of you emailed me, I definitely try and email you back to say thank you, or if you send me a DM. But if neither one of those things happen, like you don't email me or I don't get a DM or I can't really see who, or I can't really reach the person that purchased these things for me, please know that I greatly appreciate it once again, and I feel lucky. So the first thing has 2 items in it, and it doesn't have a note, it just has my little gift receipt. So I think this has to be from the same person because it's in the same package, so thank you. But I got 1 of these. So on my list, I asked for 3 of these. Let me see if I can open it. And my intention with this is that I think I showed you this in Natalia's classroom. Like, she had all of her markers out and just separated into bins, just like visible. So one of the things that I remember about elementary school that I don't really do or haven't done in middle school is, like, you know, kids have their own pack of crayons and sometimes colored pencils. I don't recall them having their own pack of markers, but sometimes they would need access to it. And I like having all the markers in the same place, separated by color. So I asked for 3 of these. Each of these will have a different color marker, and I just asked for 3 just to accommodate the number of markers I think I would have. So I got 1 of these. Thank you very much. I'm actually put it back in the box because I'm just keeping things in the box. And then the other thing that I got, now see, that's what happens when you're not a professional. You guys just fell off the tripod. The other thing that I got is this keyboard, this aesthetic keyboard that I have 1 of these in my classroom now. It's just a different color scheme. And you know, because I like things to coordinate, I was like, well, I would want a different keyboard. So this one would go more with this color scheme that I'm going with. So I'm gonna try and keep it in the box as much as possible. Stop. Keep it in the box as much as possible. But I'll show it to you. It is this neutral colored keyboard. Did you guys hear that? I just love the way that sounds. And it comes with a matching mouse that is wireless. I believe, if I remember correctly, you need to put batteries in both of these. These are not, it doesn't have that little syncing chip. I don't know what that thing is called. You know, where you put it in the computer and it syncs everything up. So these are battery operated. This is one of those things where it's a little thing, but it just brings me joy to type and hear that sound. So thank you very much. They have all different kind of color schemes that you could choose from. So chances are, if you want one of these and you kind of wanted to go with the colors in your classroom, you'll be able to find it. I would be surprised if you couldn't. So that is 1 package. Since I'm down here, the other one, here. Let's see what this is. The box. It's a box within a box. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna take this out of the box, but it's basically one of those teacher toolbox containers, one of those big, I guess it would be like a Sterilite container that has multiple drawers. I never really thought I needed one of those until this year. Like, I like to keep as little things as possible on my desk, and I have been annoyed that, like, if I need paper clips or binder clips, I gotta go somewhere to get them, or it's in a whole separate container. So I'm gonna try this out this year. So whoever purchased that, thank you very much for that. I'm excited about it to see what having a teacher toolbox feels like. I just don't want to take it out of the box though. Hope you guys don't mind. I'll try and include an image of it in the screen. Just trying to be very careful so that you guys don't fall down again. That's the second thing. Here is the third package. This is, oh, this doesn't have a note, but it does have the person's name. I don't want to say names if they don't give me permission. So thank you. I think this person did email me or message me. Oh. Ouch. Oh. A piece of it. It is one of the paper trays. So this is a wooden paper tray. What I would be using this for is when students turn in papers, I would sit them in there so they stay nice and neat and organized in one location. I usually keep these on the counter. I like having paper trays like that because it just keeps me organized and it keeps stacks of papers off my desk yet in a designated place. So thank you for that. Next is this. These, don't want to lose any of my receipts. Thank you to this person. These are burlap strips. So in Natalia's classroom, she has her whiteboard separated, like, you know, you separate it if you wanted to write down, have sections to write down your homework or whatever the case may be. And she used these burlap strips. They just cling to smooth surfaces. You can use them over and over again and it won't damage anything. So instead of using like electrical tape to section off the board, she uses this, and I liked the way it looked. So I ordered or requested a couple of packs of these, I believe. So here's one of those packs. I'm gonna put this in the box with the keyboard. Next, and move my gift receipt. Another person got me another pack. I don't remember exactly how many of these I requested. I want to say 2. So I have 2 packs now. And then the other thing in here is, oh, I know what this is, and this is another thing I don't want to take out. I believe this is the desk mat. It is a neutral colored desk mat. For me to put my keyboard on. I could theoretically use the desk mat as a mouse pad also, but I still wanted a mouse pad separately. So this just kind of covers the section of the desk where you would work from. Again, don't want to take it out of the box. I will try and put the image on the screen. If not, I'll link the registry and you'll see what it is, because I think it'll show you what's purchased already. And so this would be under one of those, under the category purchased. So I got that, thank you. And then the last thing is, I know what this is just because of the shape of it. And I'm sure you all can guess what this is also. But I'll show it to you anyway. to be very careful because one of my nails is cracked. It is a roll of the Better Than Paper burlap. So the plan is to have burlap paper next, like in the area where my desk is at, and there's a wall with windows. When I get to the point where I can get in the classroom where the teacher that's currently in there, it has moved out, and the room is empty, I'll show it to you. Speaking of which, the school that I'm going to had their open house last night, and I did go to it just to kind of see the community and get a vibe and get a feel, although the community is not unknown to me because, again, it's one of the schools that feeds into my current school, and it's like the school on the other side of town from the school that I taught at when I first started this YouTube channel. But I just kind of wanted to see what the community was like, what open house looks like there, walk into the other 5th grade classrooms to see like what they do, what they share at open house, because I had at that point only met 2 out of the 4, or only gotten to see 2 out of the 4 5th grade teachers. The other ones, one of them I'm pretty sure I've met her before, we briefly talked because she definitely looked familiar, and then the other one I had never seen before, and I still didn't really get to talk to her. But I just wanted to kind of get a feel in that regard. So I was able to do that. I had a good time. I bought some kettle corn, interacted with a couple of parents. Like one of the students that I had in a class this year was there with her younger sister. So I chatted with her and her parents. And then the other thing that happened while I was there, I was like, the room that I'm moving into, I'm pretty sure it's dimensionally smaller. Like it's a smaller room, which makes sense because it's elementary versus middle, and it's shorter. Like it's not, the ceilings aren't as high. So there is a small part of me that's a little worried, like, will I be able to get all my stuff in there? But I'm gonna make it work, and I'm not gonna worry about that right now because it's not time to worry. So yeah. The rooms also I went into right now, those 5th grade classes, they each had about 28 students, which is a welcome change. Like this year my classes are 34 or so. So yeah, but that is what was in this round of generosity from you guys through Amazon. That is the registry I'm using for my family, so we'll see what they decide to do. And again, I'll leave the link in the description box. You can see a couple of things that I referenced but didn't totally unbox. Also so that you can see decoratively what I'm looking to do and the color scheme that I'm looking for and some of the organizational things that I plan to have in my classroom. And again, if you feel compelled to buy something, not expected, but ahead of time, I will say that I appreciate it. You guys have no idea. Dylan down there doing something. But I'm gonna put all this stuff in the garage now, and I'm gonna go sit on that couch and actually start cutting some of this laminate. So I'll close out the vlog a little bit later after I've actually made progress in the cutting laminate task. Okay, it's 8 o'clock, 8:15ish. I'm taking a break. I have finished cutting things that are not borders. So the calendar set, I finished that. I basically needed to finish cutting out these circles, which I hate cutting out circular laminate or just circular things in general, because they're never all exactly even, but it doesn't matter. That's done. This was done. These things got done. I bagged all that stuff up. So now really all that's left is border to cut. But I decided to take a break after I did that because I need to have some dinner. So I just went and picked up stuff to make nachos from Chipotle. I shared this in one of my regular vlogs. It's one of my favorite things to do when I want something that feels like cheatish, indulgent. So I get an order of chips, some queso blanco, and a bowl, and I put half the bowl on top of the chips, and you have nachos. It's very satisfying. So I'm gonna go sit down and eat that and continue to watch Harlem. I'm on season 3, episode 3. And then I will work on cutting the border. I know I won't finish all that today, so I'm just gonna start and I'm gonna cut until I don't feel like doing it anymore. So when I'm done with that, I will check in with you, close out the vlog, And that'll be that. Okay, it's 11 o'clock at night now. I have not been cutting this whole time. I took my break. I had my nachos. I watched all of season 3 of Harlem. It's only 6 episodes, so done with that. That show's over. And I only cut 4 borders. Because I'm like, that's all I feel like doing. My intention was to go upstairs and read until I realized I was just about done with the whole series of Harlem, so I just decided to sit and watch those last couple episodes and just enjoy it. And there's no rush. Like, I have all of spring break. I have, you know, weeks before this really has to be done. So I'm, you know, giving myself some grace and a break. But I cut out 4. I'm starting with these. These are definitely more tedious to cut because they have these curved edges and they're not perfectly cut because some of the little bits of plastic right now I need to go back and retrim. Maybe tomorrow I'll do that, but you know, I don't want to get too close because I also don't want to be cutting the border, and I know at the end of the day when these are on the wall you're not going to see those little scraps of plastic. But I just clipped them together. I'm going to be storing all of it in this border box, which is if you're taking down a classroom or organizing your classroom or putting things up, like, I'm glad I bought this box. I don't remember how much it was, but it couldn't have been that expensive because it's just a cardboard box. But it's just a nice place to store all your border when you need access to it. So I still have all of that left that I'll be working on. That's the stuff that I've already cut and tended to. And now I'm getting ready to take these little fighting siblings, they're play fighting, out to go potty. You guys ready to go potty? Yeah. It's your final potty before we go to bed, huh? You guys want to say goodbye for now? Whoopi, where are you going? You want to say goodbye? Okay, Whoopi says bye. Luna? Okay, well. I'm getting ready to go take them to the bathroom. I'm going to go shower, put on my pajamas, and lay in the bed. And probably scroll on TikTok until I fall asleep. But that's it for this installment of my Classroom Takedown, Classroom Setup series. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe and make sure you turn on the notification bell because I don't really have any sort of rhyme or reason as to when I'm uploading these videos. It's just, you know, when I feel like I have enough footage to create a video, I will. If you'd like to leave a comment, please feel free to do so. If you want to take a look at some of the things I am planning to get through birthday presents, and if I don't get them as presents, I'll be buying them for myself. You can check out the gift registry that I made for my family, or if you, again, just want to see like some of the things that I plan on buying, you can take a look there. One last time, thank you to everyone that has bought something from that registry. I truly do appreciate it. And as always, I hope that you guys are well. And if you're not well, please be well. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.